because I did this very weirdly, where this is probably the beginning of the next video now. Welcome to Talking Shit. My name is Barrett Courtney. This is Henry Montiero, and we have a special guest today, Elias Rose. And Ricky is lost somewhere. Hashtag free Ricky. And so at Talking Shit, we like to bring in a topic each that we like to talk about for like 15 to 20 minutes each. So let's start with the guests.
Okay.
Because we're the hosts here.
Yes.
Myself, Barrett Courtney.
What is
my co-host, Henry Montiero. So we have you, special guest. What is your topic today, Elias?
So earlier today, I told you I wasn't going to do X-Men, right?
You weren't going to do X-Men. His original thing was something X-Men related.
Yes.
And something I've learned from our last time is that when we get too specific with the topics, there's not much to talk about. So I asked Elias to go more general. So you're pulling a surprise on me. I don't know what we're going to talk about.
And the surprise is, psych, we're talking about X-Men.
Oh, no!
X-Men.
You should put in a sound effect of just like air horns during that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Just put in really weird special effects, this whole thing.
You guys should watch the other videos back there where you guys were talking about like, oh, like Barrett's going to hate us like because we're being really loud, and I put in, and I do.
Kitty,
Alyssa the cat. It's the Shimoda. If you watched our videos last week, the Shimoda is with us.
the Shimoda has joined us.
And she's helping us out, making sure that we're doing our jobs that we don't get paid for correctly.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, free Ricky. She took Ricky.
Hashtag Shimoda stole Ricky. All right, so we are talking about X-Men. What specifically about X-Men do you want to talk about today?
So I want to talk about past and future of the X-Men.
The past and future of the
X-Men movies.
Okay.
X-Men movies. Because I have not delved too much into the comics.
Okay. You should. There's some really good...
read everything that has maggot in it.
I am a nerd, and I do delve into comics, but I very specifically delve into Green Lantern.
Oh, you're a terrible person.
That's exactly the reaction I get every
Wasn't
single
the
time
movie
I
great,
tell someone
though?
that.
You
It was
would.
horrible. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Green Lantern's okay. He's just not interesting. Like, I love Batman, but the rest of DC just doesn't make sense for me.
It's a little too goofy, would you say?
It's goofy, but they're trying really hard not to be goofy.
Yeah.
And that's why
It's why the Sentry doesn't work in Marvel.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
bit.
he's really goofy, but they're trying to make him not goofy, but that makes him really goofy, and the Sentry doesn't belong in Marvel.
Okay, so the past and future of the X-Men movies.
Exactly.
So just like our thoughts on it, like what we like about it?
Yeah,
or?
I wanted your thoughts on it, and I want your thoughts on the continuity errors.
X-Men Origins Wolverine's the best film of all time.
You leave. We're firing you. You're done. We have held you up long enough, but now you're just...
Yes.
Listen, X-Men Origins Wolverine is a terrible film with no redeeming qualities. Except Hugh Jackman does have charm.
There's a rumor in the Deadpool movie that Deadpool, like the new one, is going to fight the old Deadpool.
That would be amazing.
Do that.
I would love that.
That would be hilarious.
That would
Deadpool
be great.
made that whole movie just go...
I love that Ryan Reynolds himself was even like he was so upset about how Deadpool was portrayed, and that's like I'm not a huge Ryan Reynolds fan. I'm a huge movie guy.
You do love
and I'm not a huge Ryan Reynolds fan, but I do appreciate how dedicated he is to this character.
I like him when I confuse him with Ryan Gosling when I think about Drive.
So, what do you mean continuity errors?
So first thing, something that kind of, as of right now, the date is May 2nd, 2015.
Yes, that is the date.
That is
today,
that is
May
the
2nd,
date
2015.
And we'll overdub that with the correct date from when this is posted really badly by Barrett mumbling into a microphone.
Exactly.
Yes,
Because this probably won't be up for another couple days.
May 12th. So as of right now, around 7 movies I think have come out. 7 X-Men movies.
X-Men 1, 2, 3, Wolverine, the Days, First Class, Days of Futures Past, and The Wolverine.
And The Wolverine.
Which people usually
7.
forget, but I enjoyed it.
Yes.
So, my thing is X-Men Origins Wolverine. we see at the very, very end, we see Professor X get out of the plane, and he's walking.
He's walking, and he's old.
And he's old, exactly.
In first class, and when you see in first class, he gets shot, and he's young.
Yeah, and he's young.
I personally don't count any of the Wolverine movies. I heard the Wolverine was sort of an improvement. I still don't give a shit.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. Not as good as the current X-Men movies that they're doing now, which are surprisingly really good when compared to X-Men 3 and X-Men Origins Wolverine, which are two of the worst superhero movies ever made post-90s.
I love the honest trailers for the X-Men trilogy where it was like, watch X-Men 1 and X2 to prove that superhero movies can be really cool, and then watch X3 to prove that superhero movies can be really bad.
Exactly.
I have not actually watched the first two in years. I imagine they haven't aged that well.
They have, actually.
Really?
Because I remember before...
Is Halle Berry still a terrible choice for Storm?
Yes. I remember didn't she have like a really terrible accent in the first one?
Yes, she did.
And then they took it out for the second one. And they're like, yeah, this got a little too racist and
exactly.
borderline. We need to stop.
Yeah.
But I remember I watched every movie before Days of Futures Past, sort of catch up, because it had been a while since I had watched most of the X-Men movies. And 1 and 2, 1 doesn't hold up as well. It's still fun to watch. X2 is still awesome. That is still...
That's the one where it's like the bad guy is Stryker, right?
Yes. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, watch the movie.
It's like 12 years old.
Please.
It's old. It's 13 years old. It's older than most middle schoolers.
It's older than Elias, who's 12.
Exactly.
It's older than most middle schoolers.
So yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as most people. Is that X3 was terrible. X-Men and Origins Wolverine was terrible.
God awful. Like X-Men 3, you can almost forgive it in some ways as just being like a bad ending.
Yeah.
X-Men Origins Wolverine is a bad film.
Yes. Yeah. Aren't you really? You don't think Will.i.am was the perfect choice for that character?
Do you mean Nightcrawler, but
not
Blackcrawler?
Did you see the pictures of the new Nightcrawler?
I did.
The super 80s. Like, he's got, like, the emo hair.
Yeah, it looks great.
I feel about that.
I think it's awesome.
I still think there will never be as great a Nightcrawler as Alan Cummings.
Is that him?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
So weird to think about.
Yeah, just imagine all of X-Men 2, but the entire time Nightcrawler's just singing songs from Cabaret. Never.
And there's also, they got photos of young Jean Grey and photos of Jubilee. Jubilee is so freaking cute in this, whoever...
Is this because of your Asian thing?
Yeah.
The Shimoda
says yes. And I'm not saying this to, like, make her mad or upset. It's like, I can... admit when someone's, like, super cute. And she looks adorable in, like, because she's in, like, the classic Jubilee, like, sort of 80s X-Men costume.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like, the X-Men animated series.
Exactly.
It looks great.
I'm looking at pictures.
And then Jean Grey is being played by Sansa Stark. I'm looking at the Shimoda for approval. Not Arya. Sansa's the redhead. Sansa... Stark. I forget her name.
She's the blonde one?
She's the redhead.
Oh, yeah.
So she's playing young Jean Grey, and there's a photo of her. She was, like, in gray clothing. Because her last name's Grey.
That was too loud.
Too much, Henry.
I know.
Too much.
Okay.
I think they both look great. I'm really excited for Apocalypse.
Yes.
Apocalypse is
I'm scared that this might be their last movie.
I'm also scared.
It is the apocalypse.
But I'm... Okay.
All I do is make bad puns.
Okay, stop. So, something
not what we pay you to do.
Yes, exactly. So...
Shut up, Elias. You don't pay him at all. Yeah, that picture right there. I'll try to edit it in. Yeah. Note to myself, edit the picture of Jubilee and Jean Grey together.
That is adorable. Just have the picture rotating really fast.
Really fast, like a newspaper reel.
Yeah.
Okay,
got it. So no one can actually see
So the thing that I also really wanted to talk about is Apocalypse.
Okay.
So I've done a bit of digging because I do my homework.
He does do his homework. That's why we love Elias.
He stays in school.
Exactly.
He stays in school.
So I did a bit of digging about
Hashtag
Apocalypse.
No drugs.
Hashtag no drugs, yes. And
Straight up.
in Apocalypse, I did some digging, and I found that they are going to put Archangel into Apocalypse.
Yes, I remember hearing about that.
Yes.
And that's interesting because was it 3 where Archangel was like a super oppressed child who didn't get to be...
Yeah, Angel, and then he like, and then he flew out of the glass, which totally would have cut up his skin, but it didn't.
Well, that happens in every superhero movie.
I know.
They're superheroes. They don't get cut up by glass.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are they gonna have that scene where Angel has sex in the sky while everyone watches?
Definitely.
No.
That was a scene in the comics.
Oh, God.
God, the 2000 X-Men, so bad. in the
So good.
comics.
So Archangel is going to be in the new one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about that. Do we know if Hugh Jackman's going to be in this one or not? What's going on with that?
He's rumored to be
He's
in it.
rumored.
As of right now,
because
he's
the whole
rumored.
thing, and if you haven't watched Days of Futures Past, which you should,
It's a really good movie.
It's a really good one. I hold it up there with X2.
It's probably the best of the non-officially Marvel movies.
Oh yeah,
Like up there with Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 was great.
Yeah.
That one doesn't hold up as much. As you
Really?
go back, yeah.
I watched it
but for
recently,
the
I
time,
thought
it was really good.
Imagine Spider-Man 1 has aged worse.
Probably. Oh yeah.
You-
Tobey Maguire just doesn't know how to age.
I'm looking up X-Men Apocalypse right
Yeah.
now on IMDb, and the poster is just one of the action pictures of Nightcrawler.
So I don't know. Okay,
That's
so going
incredible.
back, Days of Futures Past had this whole time travel element to it, where
Yes.
we saw the original actors from the original X-Men trilogy. I forget the Sir Patrick
Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen.
Yeah, so we
The
saw
two
them,
best
we
actors
saw-
in the world, going
Yes.
as a man who can throw forks at people and the guy who can read minds.
Yes, and
Because Patrick Stewart looks exactly like Professor X.
oh yeah, and so you got to see them. You got to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. You got to see the original Iceman, which was really cool. He didn't have a
Yeah.
big part in it, but it was still cool to see him.
You can be my wingman anytime.
Wait, what were they
So-
talking? Which movie is this? What
Days
is-
of Futures Past.
I was talking about Top Gun.
Iceman was in Days of Futures Past.
Yeah, just for a
in
little
a
bit.
brief
He was in the
brief
intro.
part. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, in the intro.
and there was Ellen Page.
Yeah.
There's Ellen Page for a little bit, just for
Yes.
like a quick little thing.
Halle Berry is back.
Halle Berry for
Still
some reason.
not a good
got,
decision.
We got to see the sweet Iceman ice slide.
Yeah,
That was
and we got to see the
awesome.
Sentinels, which were super creepy.
Yes.
They were terrifying.
And
That movie got brutal.
so there's this whole time travel element, and then at the end, Wolverine goes back to his time
Yes.
period from the original trilogy, and everything's sort of fixed. Jean Grey's alive again. Basically, they erase everything that happened in X3, which I thought was hilarious.
Cyclops
It was
is
like-
And
Right.
it's that main reason why I personally think Disney needs to like somehow twist or just come out and say the Star Wars prequels never happened, and we're just going to do them over again after we're done with this trilogy, and keep like characters like Darth Maul and stuff in the whole trilogy and not totally ruined.
like
We're going to do it justice, and that's sort of what Bryan
kind of have
Singer...
the same story, but get rid of all the extraneous thing, like no Jar Jar,
No Jar Jar, and no blocking trades when you're the Trade Federation.
Make it make sense. Like yeah, when I see Star Wars, wow, we're still talking about Star Wars.
Star
What?
Wars.
And you should just have an in-joke button. Whenever an in-joke is played, there's just like big red letters going.
Yeah, I should. I'll see what I can do because I had to go to
Just
an
giving
older
you-
version.
I'm giving you weird
You're
recommendations.
giving me good ideas though.
I'm gonna make the show
I'm excited
weird.
for Apocalypse. I'm scared that it might be the last X-Men movie that we get. I'm excited for Deadpool, obviously.
Yes.
Is that part of the Marvel
I
movies?
have no idea.
I honestly
Because-
don't know that either.
Like, I'm honestly not the biggest Deadpool fan, and I get a lot of hate for that. A lot
No,
of the
it's
time.
understandable. Yeah,
Understand.
it's not for everyone.
And also because like
He does get made out to be way crazier than he actually is in the comics.
yeah, and like everyone is like, "Wow, Deadpool, he's so wacky," but it's like there's more to Deadpool. Like
Yeah.
that whole like part of the comic where like it's him, like those like brief like few pages where it's like him and finally coming home to his dad.
Yeah.
That's the saddest thing I've ever seen in a comic. there's more to Deadpool than just wackiness, and I really think that they need to find a way to use that more.
And I don't think they're going to do that in the movie. I think
It's going to be wacky, and it's probably going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the Deadpool game. You're not going to get a lot out of it, but you're going to enjoy it for the scant few hours.
I do personally think with dealing with the future of X-Men, and we're going to try to wrap this up to go to our next topics.
New X-Men cartoon.
We're on a time schedule.
We're on a
here.
time schedule.
My closing thought is Wolverine. Hugh Jackman put up the Instagram photo of him with the claws, and he's like, last time. And so my thought is that he didn't tell Fox, oh, I'm done after this. And so I think he posted that on Instagram to make Fox do a deal with Disney to get him into the Avengers, because he wants to be in the Avengers team so freaking bad.
Yeah, he does.
So I personally think like that Instagram stunt, or he's like the last time. I don't think he told anybody about that in the production. I think that was a rise to get.
That's
Fox
a good gambit right there.
Speaking of Gambit,
what?
Channing Tatum.
Channing
will
Tate,
be
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
He's also getting a solo movie. Right?
He is getting a solo movie, which
Is
is
he gonna
something
be in Apocalypse?
Again, rumored to be in Apocalypse.
I don't
but
really
he's gonna get his solo movie.
I don't really get giving Gambit a solo movie. Like, I get that he was like popular in the 90s and like considered a cool character, but like not a lot you can do with his character.
I'd rather have him.
I'm the Cajun guy who throws playing cards.
Yeah, I'd rather have him have a solo movie than like Cyclops or something.
Oh, yeah,
so.
yeah.
Well, no one wants to see Scott Summers more than they have to.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, so my final two thoughts are: one, Gambit is rumored to have that super sweet sock mask head thing.
Okay.
That he has in the comics.
Okay.
And then my final thought is, going back to Wolverine, is that he has his metal claws back.
Interesting.
And that he will probably, this is something I heard, so this is all speculation.
Speculation.
I know nothing.
Rumors.
Yeah.
You're Jon Snow. You know nothing.
Yeah, I know nothing. So it's rumored that Apocalypse will take Wolverine into his being one of the Four Horsemen and say, "Here you go. Here's I'm going to give you back your metal. You can give back your claws.
Adamantium.
Yes.
Get some
adamantium claws.
Give you back your metal. It just gets really into Slayer.
And that's and also
Give you back
that's
your
the
metal.
thing with.
Raining blood.
But that's the thing about that's
I've
the
been
thing
raining
about
blood there.
That's the thing about Archangel too, is that they're going to give that Apocalypse will also bring him in as one of the Horsemen and give him his metal wings.
Interesting.
I think that's cool.
I think that'd be cool.
I'd like to see that.
I would like to see that too.
There's something I was just thinking about X-Men, but I forgot what it was.
All right. Well, we gotta move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
So move on. What's your last thought?
Well, tell me if I'm wrong in this, but so in the movies, Wolverine has no idea what most of his past is, right?
Yes, usually.
Is part of that because in Days of Future's Past, he goes back in time and takes over like his body for that time? So maybe after that point, his memories before then was erased?
No, in the original trilogy, it was all about he went to Stryker, and then Stryker erased his memory. Like, they totally wiped his memory.
Because I think that would have been brilliant if they had done that.
It would have been a little weird.
It would make sense.
Yeah,
in
that's
some
true.
way.